So this is today's topic, the art of social selling, and what are the 7 key lessons on the art of social selling. It will be a very interactive session, so if you have a comment, you have an experience, it's good to comment in the comment section so that it's, we can pick that lesson that you've learned from your social networks, but we will define that shortly. We've already introduced yourself. If you came late, please introduce yourself in the comment section again, your name, your business, your core services, and even your contacts, so that you can, we can contact you going forward in case this is your first time, for example, or even if you've been here and you want those people who joined the first time to have your contacts, because you never know, they could be the ones referring you to the new business. So let's get to the learning objectives for today. Today we'll dive into the modern selling, where the power of genuine human connection meets the digital landscape. What we are saying is that the human connection, when you connect with people, that does not mean it's a separate thing from what is happening on the digital environment. What's happening online, what's happening in the social media, it's all interconnected, right? So today we are going to understand the principles of social selling, explore the 7 key lessons on the art of social selling, learn how to build authentic relationships online, and also create some personal action plans from today. I know we discussed about networking. There's a slight twist today because at the end of the day, we are going to come up with some action points, what we are going to do going forward. What are we going to implement? So we are building on what we did last time. But what is social selling? Yeah, let's first define that. Using social media and social connections to nurture leads. So there's social media and your social connections. So I want you to think about, how do you connect with people socially, whether it's online, whether it's physically, what environments do you use to connect with people, and how active are you there? Because remember, when you meet somebody for the first time and you never meet again, most likely maybe that person will forget you. So how do you keep that going on? Again, social selling focuses on trust, credibility, and relationships. Last time we talked about trust only, and we said the roadmap to building trust is know. The first time you get to meet somebody, you get to know that person. You get to like that person the moment you start seeing what they do, the moment you listen to them several times, the moment you meet them the second, the third, the fifth time, you start liking them because you're starting to like, how do they work? How do they communicate? Do they connect with you properly? And are you able to even associate with each other? We talked about that. And the final one is trust. And last time we talked about, when you trust somebody, most likely you do business with that person. So in your social media, social connections, how are you building the trust element? Are you trustworthy? Are people now reading what you post on social media, reading your blog posts, listening to you as you speak on your webinars, or listening to you as you do your YouTube channel, videos, or listening to your reels or your TikTok? When they listen to you, do they start building trust? Because whatever you're talking about, they see some sort of credibility in what you're saying. Remember, to build credibility, it's a matter of, are you coming out as authentic as possible? How authentic are you? And authenticity is not perfection. It's not that you are very perfect so they start, liking you. No, it's because they can relate to you as a human being. You have some good points, you succeed in some things you fail in, but you're still coming out and saying, yes, I didn't do well here, but I'm working on it. Yes, this one was very successful, and we did this and that, and maybe even share more details on what was successful and how you went about with it. Yeah. And in those, as you build trust, what kind of relationships are you building with those people viewing you in all the media, whether you're physically in church, physically somewhere in a conference, or somewhere even in a supermarket when they meet you and they say, oh, I met you online, I think you're so and so. Are you the one? Now you meet. How are you actually connecting all those forums? Yeah. What we are saying is that social selling, the last point here, it does not replace the traditional sales methods. The old traditional sales methods still exist. And the old traditional sales methods were meeting people in open areas, yeah, like going to exhibit your product, yeah, going to nowadays the exhibitions. Long time, old days, it was a normal market. You take your products into a market, but now we call them exhibitions, and other names we nickname them. But that is the social selling does not replace the traditional methods. So in the comment section, what are you picking from here today? Is it something that you are working on, something you're building in your business so that it can grow? Yeah, building more trust with people, building this your social networks, increasing in the number of people who are starting to see you, knowing you, liking you, building your credibility and your relationships. You can just post something in the comment section as we go along on what you're picking or you're learning from this session. So that is what social selling is all about. So the lesson number 1 is harness the power of social media platforms. Remember, every platform has a unique audience and tone. So what you post on LinkedIn or what you post on Facebook or Instagram should have some slight variation. Although sometimes you may actually have one item you're posting. In fact, that's what I advocate for. If you have one message, please try and post it in all your social media platforms. But the audience in those platforms are not the same. On LinkedIn, you find the business to business kind of people with businesses, people who are running businesses, people very senior in their professions. Those are the kind of people you find there. So if you're doing something to do with how you traveled on holiday with your children, LinkedIn may not be the best place to post that. But if you're training a certain concept, right, or you're sharing something to do with your herbal remedies, if Caroline was here, you should hear this. If you're training something small on that, or you're posting, some message, maybe one flyer with just some information on how somebody can do something, it's educational in nature. LinkedIn is a very good place for that. But your other things on how you're going on holiday, let's leave them to your Instagram and Facebook, because Facebook communities, first of all, they love events. Yeah, maybe you want an event, people to book your events. That is a good place to go and even post it, not as a post, but as an event, so that people can click on it, they see your URL in there, and they can actually get to register for that event. The other thing that is also good in Facebook that's coming up is the marketplace. If, let's say, you have commodities you're selling, yeah, you have those shea butter, like Njeri is selling shea butter. She can actually go to the marketplaces on Facebook and you post there. That one is coming up and coming up pretty well. You can actually sell commodities in there. So events and your products. You can also, so those are the key things, but you can still continue with your educational ones. The reel that you posted on maybe on LinkedIn, training something, or maybe that flyer on educational, you can still post it on Facebook. Instagram is about visual branding and storytelling. So this is where now you thrive, when you're telling people about your lifestyle. Remember, when people meet you, they not only want to know about your business, they also want to know you as a person. And that is why small snippets about your lifestyle are very important, because they want to understand what are your values, what kind of a person are you, because people connect with you as a person before they even connect with you on what you're selling. Yeah, so it's good to, in your Instagram, to give those beautiful stories about yourself, how you're doing, the CSR work that you do out there, right? If you support children, you support people, the things, your lifestyle, maybe you travel, you're cooking, just some small things, because people want to relate with you as a person. So this is a good place to do that. Twitter also, those are quick updates and thought leadership. Yes, those small short comments, that you want to share with people. Sometimes here on Twitter or yeah, on X, you can give maybe a topic you want to train to give people ideas on how maybe to start a business. Yeah. And you have 3 key points. You can just start with a small paragraph. Starting a business is not that bad. It's not that harsh, it's not that difficult. Step number 1, you first need to identify your purpose. Step number 2, so you just build a small thread there with 3 to 5 points. Yeah. And always remember, once you post all these things, let them not just sit there. You're already in various WhatsApp groups, right? So the best thing to do is pick one of those links and post in some of those WhatsApp groups to generate some traffic onto your social media. More often than not, as business owners, we post there and people, they never get viewed because people are very busy scrolling down on social media. Those educational things and those nice things that you want people to know about you or you have shared, is good to pick that. Even on TikTok, I've not put TikTok here. TikTok is also another thing that's coming up as educational, very good. And you can, by the TikTok, you can post anything. You can post your educationals, your lifestyle, anything you're learning, anything you want to share. People are scrolling quite a bit. But again, share with your social media groups some of those important things that you want them to see. And that's why you generate the traffic. YouTube as well. YouTube, you can actually even train a whole lesson like what we are doing today and put it up there. Okay. And share the link again because you want to train people. Sometimes giving free information helps a lot in helping people understand who you are, what you stand for, and how authentic you are. So any comment on how you've been using your social media? Let me see whether there are comments here. Okay, continue introducing yourselves. Yes, Felicia is saying joining Global Entrepreneurship Network is part of my networking and increasing visibility. Thank you, Felicia. In fact, you've been very active even for the breakfasts. I've seen you quite a number of times. Thank you so much. And actually, for those, we took some short videos. We'll be sharing 1 or 2 with you so that you're able now also to use those videos into your in your social media, right? They can also help in building your business. Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and post your introductions in the comment section. I can see Caesar has posted that. Rosemary has also posted her introduction. Felicia as well. Jane Munena has also introduced herself in the group. So let's go ahead, introduce yourself, and welcome for those who are slightly late. We have not gone too far, but we'll be uploading this particular session onto YouTube so that you're able to watch the part that you've missed out. Okay, going forward. So why social selling matters? It is more than digital marketing or cold pitching. It's about building relationships that lead to trust and then sales, right? It's actually what we call normal networking, but you're not just networking, it's building relationships. To build a relationship, as we said even last time, it's many iterations of your communication with these people, yeah, that you're meeting. You're not just meeting and just forgetting each other. You're actually going out of your way to build that relationship. 75% of business to business buyers use social media in this decision making. This is a very important point for you who is listening today. When people see you and they see the product that you're selling is good and they would want to buy, they go online, they go to all social media platforms searching for you. Who are you as a person? They go check your website, they go check your your blogs, they read all that just to get to know you better. They go to your Instagram and just see your socials. How are you as a person? And once they call you, that information is a key or rather it defines whether they will buy or not. Because if they know you very well and they like what they're seeing and they like what they've been hearing about you, then they will purchase from you. And we are saying it's 75% that make decisions by first looking for you and your information on social media. Buyers are 57%. Yeah. through the journey before contacting, before they contacting you for to buy from you, or before contacting your sales team. By the time they call you, they're halfway into the decision that they're making. And maybe they're only calling you to clarify one or two things that they have not found online. And because the product you're selling, you're not the only one who is selling that product or that service, they are maybe weighing whether to buy from you or from your competition. And they're halfway through the decision making. And as we always say, people buy from those they trust. Not just knowing you or liking you, they trust you already. And all these key elements that you brought together, they've seen you online, they have met you on various conferences, they have shared a breakfast with you. All these elements come together, and that is what helps them make the final decision that it's you they want to buy from, not the other people they saw online. In fact, I will still keep asking the same question. If this is what drives the decision making for your potential clients, what are you doing about it? What are you doing about your social media or your social networks in building that trust, in building that relationship? How often are you online? How often are you in various forums, in conferences, in exhibitions? You can even visit an exhibition just because your type of client would be visiting that exhibition. It's not that you're going to sell there. It's not that you're going to buy. You know that environment you could possibly meet somebody, or people that you like to market to. If, let's say, you normally coach parents on babysitting, for example, and there is a birthday somewhere for someone or there is a session somewhere where some children clothes are being sold, you could intentionally visit there because that's where the parents are, so that you are able now to connect with parents, because those are your target clients. So in fact, this is a point I want to ask. Do you even know who your target client is? Have you defined that person? If you've defined and said it's parents of children less than 10 years, how often are you building relationships with those type of people? What online and both physically, are you visiting those environments? Yeah, I know I'm asking very challenging questions this morning. Yeah, but you can keep commenting in the comment section what you're picking from here, what perhaps maybe you think you can improve on, so that you can, in future, build more connections with those clients. The other lesson is about building authentic relationships. The new sales funnel starts with a conversation, not a transaction. This is a very, very key point here. When you start a conversation with the person you've met for the first time, when you start that conversation, it's not about your products or services. It's about the relationship. Can you connect? How can you connect? If you're a mother and that person is a mother, then you can connect through the education for your children, the food for your children, the birthdays about your children, and then you can talk about what do you do for a living. Yeah, you're a teacher, or whatever it is you're doing, because that connection, that relationship is more important than what you actually sell and everything. If you meet somebody for the first time and all you're talking about is your pitching, you're not engaging, then you most potentially not you most likely will not build that relationship that you really wanted to build. And the next time you meet that person, maybe there will be no rapport. But if you build that connection first, the next time you meet, you will actually continue with the conversation that you had started. So you're being asked to focus on adding value and building trust over a period of time for you to be able to build all those social connections perfectly. Adding value is not just about selling your product. It's also about maybe giving someone a referral. Maybe as you are talking in this relationship, you talked about maybe somebody who needs a doctor, a certain dentist, right? And you shared a good contact, and maybe that person got his or her tooth sorted. Next time you meet, they'll give you feedback. That is a way to build those connections better. So being asked to be human, be helpful, and be present. Very, very, very important. Be human, be helpful, be present. It's the new way of marketing nowadays. It's not just about pitching, it's about that connection. It's so key. Yeah. Myself, I've gotten some referrals from people who only attended these webinars and they heard what I spoke about and they've referred somebody. Because when I meet a new person, I always ask, okay, how did you get to know about this? And they tell me, oh, so and so told me. And I know that so and so only attended one of these webinars. Okay. So let's keep going. The third lesson, create and curate valuable content. So become the person people trust for insights even before they need your service. You know, if you go to TikTok and in that 60 seconds, you're giving a hint of how to solve a certain problem, then you become a thought leader. And people will start now viewing your TikTok messages, or rather your TikTok videos. If you post some nice post on your LinkedIn on a certain subject, again, you become a thought leader and people will start looking for you. So content that you share should educate, inform, and entertain. So remember, it's not just education. Entertainment, people love entertainment. So even the way you deliver that message, is it captivating? Is it welcoming? Is it entertaining? Does it feel warm? How does it feel when someone is watching you, right? And that is why I keep saying, don't just focus on your business, also focus on your personal life and some nice things that people can also have, can also gain from you or understand better that are not really related to your business, but maybe related to you, family life, your personal life, or maybe other things that are, exciting. Football, if for those who love football, maybe, there's something you've picked that's good about football, about cooking, about, wellness, anything that's exciting. And then you mix original content with curated industry news. Yes, having those statistics from the industry is also very, very key. Yeah. So if you're giving a message and you say, did you know that 90% of children, yeah, suffer from XYZ and this, and I found out that if you do this to your children, then you're able to achieve a certain result. So starting with those statistics also tell somebody you're actually a thought leader in your area of expertise, because thought leadership builds authority. And the moment people identify you as an authority in your area, they start listening to you. You'll start seeing your social media, or more traffic in your social media. It's building through the information that you're sharing. In fact, today I want to challenge you, if you have not started your TikTok, because TikToks, it helps promote your small videos. If you've not been speaking on TikTok, just start today with just that phone you have. Go online, say one or two things. You may not like one or two videos, delete them, start all over again. Maybe the fifth one will be the correct, the one that you like. Go to TikTok, build your account. And even in the group, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, just send us the link and let's watch. Sometimes even when you say something and you make a mistake online, people connect with you better because they can see you're human and you make mistakes. Those perfect videos don't exactly sell as good as those ones that have one or two little mistakes. The ones with one or two little mistakes, sometimes they sell better. So don't be shy to just go online, right? Let's hear what you're picking from these particular lessons as we go along. So keep commenting, keep introducing yourself in the comment section with your URLs and everything to to start connecting with the people online today. All right, so let's go to lesson number 4, which is engage through active listening. Great social sellers listen more than they speak. Correct. So if you go online and search for the things that you've been doing, search your competitors, search what your competitors are doing, what your product or services are all about, what are people saying about them. Go to search about your products on YouTube, see what people are teaching, how people are engaging, those ones with a lot of traffic. Yeah, there's some tools you can use to find what's that traffic. Okay, the websites that have most traffic, there's some tools you can use to just pick to pick for you quickly on YouTube. But just search manually right now. Once you join our sessions, the training sessions, that's when we share with you the actual tools themselves that you can use to pick information from various websites, from various YouTube channels, so that you can get the proper statistics. So just listen more, monitor conversations and industry trends, share those trends. Yeah, you may okay, like I've seen my good friend here Irene has joined. Irene owns a school, a TVET school that trains a lot of young adults. So if you can check what are people training young adults, what are those TVET schools other competitors are doing, what are they doing differently, and you pick all those statistics and you're able now to share them online and say, yes, this is what TVETs in our locality are doing, but us, we are different in this way or that way or that way. But you're not actually mentioning which other TVETs you saw. But if you have that TikTok, I would encourage you maybe from here today, please start your TikTok channel. I know Dr. Jane Munene is doing pretty well on TikTok. I like her lessons, what she teaches there. And so let's all get online and do something. Then the other item which is most important is to respond to comments, mentions, and questions. If people comment on your YouTube channel, your TikTok, whatever social media, please personally go in there and comment, appreciate, add more comments in there, because people, or rather social media platforms like Facebook, the more you have those conversations, the more they promote your post, because they can see there's traffic going on, there are comments going on, then they push your post to more and more and more people. Because even those Instagram, Facebook, and all that, they like where there is a lot of traffic going on. So it's up to you to perhaps now share that particular link, ask people to comment, and then once they comment, respond, appreciate, add value. When people ask questions, respond to them. When people are very negative, because some people, I think they just love to be negative, don't delete those particular comments. They're very useful. They're very, very useful, because nobody is perfect anyway, right? And people definitely also have their own perceptions about things. And it's not always correct, right? There are people who like what you do, there are people who not like, but just leave all those comments and let them build. Let those social media channels start pushing your engagements a little further by engaging, by more engagements. And then pick some your Google alerts, or even your LinkedIn feeds or your Twitter feeds. Just keep looking for what's happening, and even the people who are posting similar content as you, what is happening when it comes to engagement, right? Because also that gives you an idea on what topics you could speak on in future, because you can even see in a certain or somebody else who is doing something similar as you, the comments that are coming through are something that can help you pick better topics for yourself, right? And talk about something different based on the kind of comments that are coming through and a different channel, not just yours. So let's use our social media very creatively, by just being focused and being very intentional on what type of content we consume, and how we relate, and what we are learning, and how we can utilize what we are learning online to benefit our businesses. All right. We are on lesson number 5. We only had 7 lessons. We're on lesson number 5. If you have any comment, something to add on to this, please share. The other one is cultivate a personal brand. Review your social media profiles. What do they say about your brand? Your personal brand is your online handshake. Share your journey, values, and your voice. Be consistent, be authentic, be visible. Your personal brand, it's not only your pictures, but it's, like I'm saying here, your values, your voice. and your journey. Sometimes it's important to give your story about your personal life. Myself, I like talking about my two daughters because, and I keep saying I'm 3 in 1. Everybody, even I'm a Rotarian, and all Rotarians, they know my introduction is I am Lucy Munga, I'm 3 in 1, because more often than not, I carry them wherever I go. We do things together because that is my voice, that is me. I work with my two girls, right? What are my values? Those are the things that I share out there, right? I love to give back to the community. I share information freely. Today's webinar, it's all free, right? Out there, I just paste stuff that I see useful for somebody. Sometimes I even call somebody and I tell them, wow, I saw this and I think it's useful for your business, right? So it's very, very, very important to share your authentic information out there. Create a voice, because that is part of your brand. What are your values? What is your journey? Not just your journey in business, but your personal journey. That is how you connect with people, bring them closer and closer and closer to you. And when they meet you, wherever they meet you, they will always remember, I saw this about you online, right? And this information you shared helped me do XYZ. That person will speak about you in places where you're not. And you find people even coming to buy your product or services, not because you sold to them, somebody mentioned you, because they saw your values, your voice, your journey as very authentic, very personable, and somebody they can relate to, right? And the other item I want to emphasize on today is consistency. Like today, I was like, people are out on Easter. Maybe I should cancel today, because we usually have these sessions every Tuesday. Maybe I should cancel. And by 8 o'clock, I think I had one person who had joined us. Today we're 11, which is a good number, for real. Now that yesterday was a holiday, I wasn't really expecting a lot of people. But because it's a Tuesday, we usually do this every Tuesday, let's move on. Even if it's one person viewing, you never know that is the person who come and buy your most valuable product, the one that is high valued or priced very highly. You never know that one human being who joins you. So being consistent in what you do, being authentic, and being visible. Visibility is not just online. The other day I was giving a talk to one of the Rotary clubs, and one thing one person asked was, okay, you're telling us to go to all these conferences, to visit exhibitions and everything. How does that help me in building visibility? In fact, the other question was, I might attend a conference, but maybe I may never get to speak to the people I want to speak to. But there are tricks to it. And one example of the trick is this. If you attend a conference, don't leave without having asked a question. Put up your hand, let that mic be brought to where you're seated, ask a question, and a very intelligent question. What does that mean? If there are 1,000 people in that room, it means that the 1,000 people, they have heard your voice, they have seen you, they have even known your name and what you do. Because when you pick that mic and you say who you are and what you stand for, the company you work for, what you do, and then you ask your question, you have already told 1,000 people. That's number one. Number two, before you go for that conference, please research enough and see what are the topics that are going to be covered, what are the possible questions that I could ask, who are there, because if they are very key people that you've always wanted to meet and they are going for that conference, then once you ask that intelligent question, during tea time, somebody might even approach you and say, oh, I like the question you asked. And by the way, you introduced yourself and said that you run this type of business. Can we talk further? Can we, book a one-to-one so that we can discuss more about that particular business that you do? Or maybe on this question that you asked, I know so and so who can actually support you. They deal with that. Yeah, during tea time, during lunchtime, you'll find people meeting you on that. So visibility is you to craft different ways of how to be visible in every situation. In your church, don't just be the person who sits at the back, right? Contribute to the children ministry, contribute to the teenagers and youth fellowships, or whatever it is, be the one who will volunteer to give them a talk. Just utilize all these social connections that you have to be visible, to be authentic, to your voice, for your voice to be heard, and always share your life with them. When you're introducing yourself, maybe you've been given a chance, you're told to have 10 minutes. You can even share your journey, how you started, how you even fell down to the bottom, and how you resurrected and came up, yeah, to where you are today. Always mention that things were not always this way, because nobody has had a smooth life. Things were never always this way. I was once here, but now with this particular consistency, this particular journey of mine, I've been able to achieve XYZ. So your story is very, very important. In fact, that is one thing we do in our mentorship program, is to help you craft a captivating story about what you are marketing. What is this? What does your story look like? Yeah. And that story, you have to keep telling it online, offline, in every situation. It's what actually helps you connect with socially with people, physically or on social media. Lesson number 6 is leverage on data to refine your strategy. That is, social selling is also about science. Numbers tell a story. In fact, just in another slide, I was talking about, if you know the statistics about your environment, what is this you're talking about? You know some statistics about that product and how it has been behaving in various, okay, if it's a cooker you're selling, that type of a cooker, how has it been used and where is it being used? Do you have statistics on that? That's number 1. Number 2, do you track what is happening online? The engagements you're having, the reach, the conversations, how many conversations are you having? You know, Twitter usually gives you, or even all the social media platforms, actually they tell you how many people are engaging with your content, right? TikTok even gives you a number, how many people have viewed your small video, yeah? Use that data to improve what works and stop what doesn't. Those small videos that are being viewed a lot more, perhaps you need to craft more content around that topic, but in different ways, maybe, or continue, add on to that topic, right? So yeah, Meta Insights, LinkedIn Analytics, and so on are the things I want you to start viewing and assessing, maybe on a weekly basis, so that you're able to know what content should you continue speaking about, and not just your content, even your competitors' content. What is that is being viewed more from your competition? Maybe you need to refine your offering to be able now to focus more on some of the areas that you're seeing most people are interested in. There's some tools also that you can use online to see what questions are people using. And I usually share this with my mentees. There's one tool called Quora, Quora. If you check there, you'll see questions people ask online. And some of those questions can even help you craft a message or even a course to train, because it's those questions relate to what you offer. Maybe you're a trainer, yeah? Then you're able to craft a training or a webinar or even a workshop around those questions that you're seeing happening online and people asking a lot more, okay? Right, so, oh yes, this is what I wanted to show you, how the Global Entrepreneurship Network is doing online. Yes, continue introducing yourself. Thank you and welcome for those who've not been here for the first, or who've not been here before, and today is your first time. So this is where we usually upload all these webinars, all these training sessions. It's free. It's called, you can see, it's the Global Entrepreneurship Network. Currently we have 19 subscribers, because it only started this year. So you can see 2 months ago, yes. Jenu was our first speaker, if I'm not wrong. I hope I haven't cut off a few speakers, but I think it started around February. We are now in April, right? Yes. So these are the topics. They are usually there. As you can see, Jane's webinar has 21 views. You can see Susan's Breaking Barriers, 97 views so far. It's 1 month old. You can see the Monetize Your Writing, the one we did 3 weeks ago, has had 102 views. So if you're a member of this Global Entrepreneurship Network, you have paid your 5,950, which is an annual membership. you're able now to be a speaker like me today, or like Jane, or like Loveline. All these people are speakers because they are members, and you're able to share, and you can see all these people who are viewing you online, because we share these social media, the links, they go to very many social media platforms. And even on your end, make sure that you share them on your WhatsApp groups, just that particular link, your WhatsApp groups, and even your email system. You can just share a link and you'll find more traffic. And as people get to hear you, see you on those videos, they're able now to connect with you a lot more. All right. So the last lesson is integrate social selling into your sales process. Social selling isn't separate, it enhances your sales strategy. So use digital insights to support your traditional outreach, transition from online to offline engagements. So now COVID is over, most people want to be met, seen. You need to have coffees with those people. Keep the journey seamless for your customer. And in fact, one thing I usually say is that every month, target to at least call, the normal calls and normal one-to-one engagements, about 100. So you should always have a list. Ask, a request for a meeting or a one-to-one, even if it's through Zoom or whatever, and talk to those people about your business. You're not really pitching, you're just sharing ideas. And it's because maybe you've done some research and seen this person can be very influential, can be very useful, or you can even collaborate with them, right? And maybe that's why you want to have coffee with them, because you want to explore ways to have a collaboration with your businesses. Collaboration works magic, right? Because it's the one that actually connects you with this person, and maybe your different parts of a jigsaw puzzle. Your clients or your target clients are the same, but you offer different solutions, right? If your target is parents, somebody is training children on financial wellness, and another person is dealing with parents, but maybe they make cakes for parents. Your target avatar or your target client is the same, but you offer different things. So that's why you need to call that person, so that you can see how you can collaborate and market your services or products as a team. And that way, then you build yourself together. All right. So what's your homework today? We talked about, last time we didn't have homework. Today we're having some homework. Create your social selling plan. Yes, I want you to, at the end of today's session, sit down with a pen and paper and write down a plan for your business. The platforms that you'll be focusing on. You may not be able to go to all those platforms you've spoken about, but maybe one or two might be of help. TikTok and Instagram are quite, there's a lot of engagement going there. So they are good. If your focus is business to business, LinkedIn is your first place to start. So it's up to you to come up with that platform. Then one type of content that you will create. If you have never created any content, yes, you need to start with one. If you've started already, maybe you need to do 2 or 3 now, different types of content, because maybe you've experienced the feedback that's coming from the ones you've been creating. What relationships that you'll nurture this week, or even in the next 1 month? What are those relationships that you want to nurture? Please write them down. And what are your social selling habits that you're going to build? Okay, this is your network. Okay, Kamal Deep is asking, please repeat where we can get questions from. Okay, yes, that one place where you can get questions is called Quora, Quora, Quora.com. If you go to Quora.com, then you search the topics that you deal with, right? Then you find so many questions people asking and a lot of people responding. Okay, Quora.com is just one of them. There are many others. When you join our sessions for training, you'll get all these tools shared with you and how you can use the tools to help you to start online, and then you implement all those lessons physically, or rather on your one-to-one sessions. All right. In conclusion, remember, start posting, listening, and engaging this week. So your listening skills, start using a lot more often. Stay consistent. Sales comes from trust built over time. Okay, trust is not built on the first day, it's always built over time. And if you continue joining us in this particular group, you'll learn more. I just wanted to mention one of two things that we are doing. Amara Capital is actually working with Standard Investment Bank, and we are looking for those investors who want to save for a long term. Last year, the Mansa X product generated 24.53% returns at the end of the year, and you took home 19.53%. So if you're looking for investments that are way above the normal savings account or way above the money market fund, there is a Mansa X special fund, which is both in Kenya shillings and in US dollars, and we can support you in implementing, or rather in your investment journey. So as Amara Capital, we do support you on that. You can get in touch with me. You have my phone number. And this is a workshop that's coming up. We talked about the workshops that you can leverage on. It's breakfast and breakthrough. So we'll have a breakfast, which is paid for once you pay. And it's about solving your toughest sales challenges together. So what we are going to do is sit down, there'll be workbook, there'll be reference materials. You're going to explore and identify common sales challenges, discover new ways to prospect and generate leads, because it's important to have a whole database of generating new leads and the correct leads. Some people just come and they are just wasting your time, but you want to do the best way. How do you prospect for your business? Then practice how to confidently handle objections, because more often than not, I read, or rather somebody gave me feedback some time back that people are not buying, and she was getting irritated. Actually, it was a guy, yes, it's a he. He was getting irritated why people are not buying, and he's actually doing the best thing possible to market. There's a way you can handle those objections. Some of those very difficult people, sometimes they come and buy the most expensive product. Eventually, when they make up their mind, that annoyance is actually a decision-making process. Maybe they really want that product, but maybe the hurdle they have on their end is that maybe the budget is not enough. And that's why maybe they are reacting the way they are reacting. So you as a salesperson or you as a business owner is not to get irritated, but to keep nurturing that particular lead, keep giving them some confidence, keeping, sharing more insights onto that product so that they can eventually buy. And then we are going to learn from each other. How have we been handling this? Objections? How have we been closing sales? How have we been generating leads? And in all that, you'll have a sales workbook, you have some materials for reference, and you have action plans, and all these tools that I've started sharing today. We are going to share all those tools, where you can get what, and you'll be able definitely to build your business. So this focuses definitely on you as a business owner and your sales team, right? And the breakfast is on 13th of May. It's at 8 to 12 a.m. It's at the Royal Nairobi Golf Club, right? If you're a member of Global Entrepreneurship Network, then your breakfast fee is 3,950. If you're not yet a member, it's only 5,950. You can pay immediately using that Lipa na M-Pesa, or rather the till number, no, the pay bill number, or just contact me. And if you need more guidance, 722-824-763. Below that is just our credentials. Myself, I'm an associate coach, a certified coach with the ICF, International Coach Organization. I'm also a Rotary Leadership Institute trainer. I'm actually heading the RLI Institute in our district, which covers Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Southern Sudan. I'm the one leading the training arm of our district, 9212. I'm also a certified Start and Improve Your Business trainer with the International Labour Organization, and definitely I'm the CEO of Amara Capital Limited. Those are our contacts, or even my phone number is there. amaracampus.com is our website. So do you have any questions? That's how you can reach me, at coach@lucimunga.com, or phone number 722-824-763. You can take a screenshot, or even you can see us on amaracampus.com. I hope you've really you've taken home something today. If you have, let's hear what you have in your comment section. Jen Munene, great presentation. Are we meeting tomorrow, Wednesday? Oh, sorry. Jane, I'm reading your direct message. Sorry for that. Yes, Jane, let's meet as usual tomorrow. Okay, we have comments here. Kamaldeep has shared her contacts dealing with gifts and interiors. Any questions? I'm waiting for questions. Any comments on today's presentation? Any take home? You have homework, definitely. Irene says, thanks for the great presentation. Welcome, Irene. Julia says, how much is membership? Membership is 5,950 Kenya shillings. Get in touch with me. And let me share the link to the WhatsApp group where we usually have lots and lots of conversations so that you can join immediately. That's our WhatsApp group. You can join our WhatsApp group. Like this session, once it's done, we'll definitely upload it there. And Zisa says, thank you for the presentation. Welcome, Zisa. If you have a comment, question, please, let's go along. Thank you for the presentation. First time here. Oh, welcome, Keith. If it's your first time, definitely you're in the right place. Karibu sana. You can join our WhatsApp group. You can share your contacts so that we can add you there. Yeah, in case you're not a member yet. And everything will also be sent on email. Once you've registered, definitely we have your email, so we'll send the link on email as well. If we don't have anything else, maybe I can bring this to a close. Definitely you'll find that this uploaded onto the YouTube channel, and also you'll receive it on email. It's been a pleasure having you today. I've really enjoyed this. I do enjoy these topics pretty well, much. So thank you so much, and welcome to our other sessions. Every Tuesday at 8 a.m. we do discover more about our businesses, collaborate, communicate, share ideas, and even every second week of the month, we meet for breakfast at the Royal Nairobi Golf Club. It's on Gong Road. For those who are not in Nairobi, is just after the Kenyatta National Hospital as you go up Gong Road on your left, Mushai Drive. Otherwise, let me bring this session to a close. It's been a pleasure having you today. Welcome to our next sessions, next time, next week, and have a good day. Thank you so much for attending. Goodbye for now.